Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I don't have gaming for you today, unfortunately, but I do have a special treat, which is a slideshow presentation about my favorite things about Elfen Lied, the anime and manga. This one. And this one. They're the same, I just have it twice. You'll notice on this first slide, I have some content warnings. Those content warnings are cartoon gore, extreme violence involving children and animals, child sexual abuse. All of these topics are handled poorly and tastelessly. I'm not joking about the content warnings. However, I'm not really going to talk about them either, right? So this is more of a warning. Like if you watch this video and you're like, wow, that sounds so cool and good, and I'm going to go watch Elfen Lied or read Elfen Lied. Like I'm not kidding. Don't, because it's not very good. But again, you're going to see cartoon gore. You're going to have extreme violence involving children, child sexual abuse, and violence against animals. So just watch out for that. And you may be asking, what is Elfen Lied even about? Elfen Lied came out in, I think, 2002, the manga, and 2004 for the anime. And it is about a group of mutant humans called Dicloni, singular is Diclonius, and they have horns that look kind of like cat ears, but they're not cat ears, they are horns, so don't get confused. And the other thing that they have are vectors, which are mega strong psychic hands that can hold stuff and like manipulate things, but they can also vibrate really fast and like cut through stuff. The like main character, Lucy, is a Diclonius, and you see her like escape from a scientific facility, and she kills a bunch of people on her way out. But she gets shot in the head, but she's wearing a helmet, so she lives. And she washes up on the beach and is discovered by these two teenagers who kind of adopt her for some reason. But because of the like gunshot that she had, she has developed a childlike and benevolent personality that is so childlike that she presumably doesn't have like memories of her evil alter ego. The testing facility sends out people to like go capture Lucy again, and Lucy, like under stress or like in situations, she'll like become Lucy again, and she'll like kill people and fuck them up and stuff, but then she'll be like back to this like childlike alter ego of hers. One of the teenagers that adopt Lucy, or New is what she's called when she's like because she can only say New when she's the like little kid personality. But he finds out that he knew her when she and him were both children, and she killed his sister in front of him by like ripping her in half, and he was so traumatized that he forgot about it. So that's a crazy coincidence and is very unlucky, but that's sort of the whole thing. There's also this like simultaneous drama with the scientist that works at the facility and his daughter, who is also a Diclonius, and then there's like a final showdown. That's mostly the anime. The manga keeps going, so like the anime is like the first couple arcs of the manga, and then like the manga goes crazy with it. A great thing about Elfen Lied is that it respects the arts and the sciences. One of the most memorable things about Elfen Lied is the beautiful opening sequence that not only has beautiful music, it has these like Gustav Klimt paintings, but they have, or rather like aping that style, right? But have inserted the anime characters into the paintings, which is, it might inspire you to go and seek out a museum or some shit. Elfen Lied, the name of the manga and the anime, is named after a Goethe poem. I don't know how to pronounce it. I did go on Wikipedia and like listen to it, but I'm not very good at that sort of thing. There's also a lot of science. There's like clones and junk and robots, mostly in the manga. Um, and like obviously some like anatomical stuff. They're like, oh, why do these mutants have psychic hands? And it's like, well, the pineal gland in her brain is so big it controls the psychic hands. So that's sciency, right? Um, if you don't want me at my new, you don't deserve me at my Lucy. Um, Lucy has sort of, I don't want to say three personalities. She has three names. She has her original name, which I think you only hear in the manga, which is Kade, Kaede. She has Lucy, which is the name that the facility has given her. And then she's New because when she's like this childlike personality, she can only say New, which I mentioned before, which as you can see, it's a good thing that that's not really annoying or anything. She is, in fact, so childlike that in the first episode, or maybe the second episode, she pees on the floor. Which I gotta say, there's more weird pee accidents that happen in the manga with like a character that isn't in the anime. So I don't know if that's like a thing. So again, good thing that's not annoying. There's some good Quora style mental illness representation. I think this is really like what Quora is talking about when they're like asking, what personality disorder does Elfen Lied have? And I think none. I think that she is like a mutant that got shot in the head. And so I don't think it's about that. But people love to talk about it anyway, so that's fun. The gore is like those cross-section books. I mean, what else is there to say? I put a picture from the manga where someone's legs are freaking flying off, and the like classic screenshot from the anime where she like cuts up a character's fingers, and they do like kind of look like those cross section books, like Time to Learn Some Anatomy. There's like a skull cut in half. And there are some other parts like that. Like I think she like rips someone's legs off and you just see like a hunk of meat and this like severed bone. So that's like crazy, right? Elfen Lied is perfect for AMVs. It's got it all. It's got nudity, it's got violence, it has some like emotional, sentimental moments. Some songs I would like to offer up as perfect for Elfen Lied AMVs are Animal I Have Become by 3 Days Grace, Chop Suey by System of a Down, Down with the Sickness by Disturbed, Mad World by name I can't remember, and there are many, many more. Another fun thing is there's no real consequences for grievous injury. At a certain point, actually the scene with the fingers getting cut off, Nana is another Diclonius character that the facility sends to bring Lucy back. And she loses the fight with Lucy, gets her arms and legs cut off, but it's okay. The next episode, she's like fitted with arms and legs that look identical to her old arms and legs, operate exactly like her old arms and legs, and like I guess they're even better because they can be used as like comic relief when she's like, oops, I tripped and my leg fell off. She doesn't appear to have any, trauma or upset about losing all of her limbs. So that's great. Another character, Bondo, is like a bounty hunter that goes after Lucy, and she like takes her psychic hands, like pokes his eyes out, but it's okay. He gets bionic eyes. And I think that this happens in the manga as well as the anime, where Lucy like loses a horn. These are horns, not cat ears. But it's fine. It grows back. It's fine. Elfen Lied is a tragedy at its heart. And one of those tragedies is, think of all the careers Lucy could have had if she hadn't turned evil. Brain surgeon. Is a scene that sort of explains that they can use their psychic hands to like go into your brain and then like kill you if they want, right? Like rip all the stuff up in there or something like that. But I think there's like an opportunity for good here because these psychic hands are both super cut through stuff, but also very precise. So I think that you could do like brain surgery with those things. Chef, you could dice some onions. Landscaper, you could prune some hedges. Circus performer, they can kind of fly around, like they can fling themselves with the psychic arms. They can like like grab something and like do a little flip around or whatever. Street magician, another obvious one, they can like levitate stuff. Rock breaker, I feel like there's some kind of old-timey career you could have where you're like, I'm going to the quarry and I'm breaking the rocks. And as we know from all the fights and stuff, the vectors are super strong and can break through stuff. And zoologist, which I don't think that the psychic hands help unless you're like, oh, they totally do. You could, like, if you have to wash the elephants or something, or give them medicine or do something that you can't like walk in with the elephants because that's bad husbandry. You can like do it remotely, like grab the food and like put your psychic hand through the cage, scrub the elephant with a brush, with your psychic hand. So those are just some ideas. Elfen Lied is a classic nature versus nurture story, which is a question for the ages. No one gets tired of that. There are so many stories that just want to answer that question or explore that question. And Elfen Lied sort of says, like, is it nature or is it nurture? And then it answers the question very concretely by saying, like, well, these mutants have an evil voice inside of their DNA, and there's no avoiding that. That's just in there. But like cruelty is also bad, and it might make the voice harder to fight. So it's like nature and nurture, which like I guess that is the answer to the like it's probably both. But it is very funny that they do have like a literal voice that's like, oh, this is the DNA voice turning on and fucking me up. And like Lucy, as a child, you see her go through like unimaginable cruelty. It's sort of, I mean, you get the whole like Carrie scene where, except it's not Carrie because like the kids are like beating her dog to death for no reason. And then she like kills them all. And it's like, well, is that the fault of the DNA voice, or is that because of the, shit that she has experienced? There's just no way to know. So someone needs to mindhunter these kids because they're like serial killers in their DNA, but they're also not, I guess. You can read the manga again and again. And a big reason for that is that it is in one ear and out the other. There is such a consistent escalation of violence in the manga that it is almost like a storytelling method that is like, I am going to write down the next most fucked up thing I can think of and just like run with that for a little while. The whole thing is like pretty gross, and then it just keeps getting worse as you go. But like it's such a like and then story that you just forget all of it, so you can go back and read it again. And there's so many more Dicloni to discover. There's Cynthia, there's Barbara, there's some more clones, and others that were sort of in one ear out the other. Also, it's so cool when Lucy's horns grow big when she goes sicko mode, which is something that doesn't happen in the anime. Playing Maple House. Maple House is like like I said, like two teenagers decided to adopt this woman who washed up on the beach and can only say one word and is like clearly having a lot of issues. And so they have like this house. I don't remember how they got it, but it is just like this sort of like slice of life. Like, oh, we all have our problems, but we all get there's nice things in the world too. And everyone loves that. It does remind me of the part of Sword Art Online that I hated. And this is my confession. I I watched Sword Art Online the first season after it was like popular and the moment was over. And so I knew people like made fun of it and thought it was kind of bad. And so I sat down to watch it and I was like, I don't know, this is kind of fun. It's kind of sick. I get it. And then that thing happens, and I think it's like in the middle of the first season where the two lead characters decide that they're just gonna like go to like a cabin on a lake and raise a child that they found. And it's like I think it's sort of an intermission that's supposed to. I mean, it's been so long, so this is just off the top of my head. It's like, oh, what things could be, and like they could settle down in this game, and I just fucking hated that part. Like that is what I was enjoying Sword Art Online, and then that just like took me out of it. I didn't care anymore. I finished out the first season. I was like, that sucked ass. And part of that was because of that like weird like playing house vibe. As far as Elfen Lied goes, that's good. And I gotta say, I'm 34 years old. I have a grown-up job. I wouldn't take this on. If a woman washes up on the beach, can only say one word, pees in my house, you know, I need like a social worker or something, right? Like cat ears. I mean, horns or no horns. We have this like teenage couple. I don't know how old they are in the. So here's a fucked up thing. In the anime, Lucy is 18. Convenient, and in the manga, she's like 15. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. So I don't know how old the Koda and Yuki, I think is her name. I don't know how old they're supposed to be. Um, but I don't know why they've taken all this on. They've got this like woman who can't speak. They have another girl with horns that like came after her to kill her. They have like a traumatized, abused child. I think a social worker needs to be involved or something. I would not take this on. Thank you for watching. Those are kind of the things off the top of my head about Elfen Lied. I thought that I was going to talk way less than this, but I guess it's true. I just love to yap about this stupid show. It's it's a show you could watch. Don't be fooled. I know I talked about a lot of really appealing things about it. It's not very good. It's offensive on several levels. Um, but I don't know if you can deal with it being very stupid, very offensive on several levels, and just want to like watch a weird mutant pink-haired girl go on like a killing spree, Jennifer's Body type revenge fantasy, then go for it. Thanks for tuning in. My next video that I'm really excited about is that I'm going to do a ACOTAR video because I have read that, or I'm like almost through it. I was going to make an ACOTAR video this weekend, and then I was like, I don't want to finish the book yet. And by yet, I mean like it is suffering to get through it. So I'll be making that. I'll also try to think of like a game to play at some point, because I both like to be good at the game I'm playing, or like mostly know what's going on, so that I'm not just like trying to figure it out and then trying to talk at the same time. But I'm also kind of bad at games, so that's like a little bit of a tall order. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know, or anything that you'd like to see. Other than that, thank you very much, and I will be back soon.